Welcome to a War of the Rebellion replay of the Battle of New Market, a 3 versus 3 between Union and Confederate forces. This was an excellent fight I wanted to show you guys, so let's hop in it and we'll take a look at these Union armies that we're going to be playing as. First up is my division, which is the 1863 Army of the Detachments, 9th Corps and District of Northeast Louisiana. This is one of my favorite armies to play with. It's very, very good. It has very nice regiment sizes, and the troops are pretty darn good at hand-to-hand combat. As you can see, I've got quite the front line there. And I've gone with a specific type of battle that I want to do. So I've got these U.S. Marines, the detachment. They do quite well. And these two small regiments. And you'll see those come in handy a little bit later. And of course, here, let's slow down real quick. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what I've brought. I've got the 79th New York, the 6th New Hampshire, the 11th New Hampshire, the 46th New York, the 51st New York, the 9th New Hampshire, and the 17th Michigan. I also have Major General Grant. That's right, bringing him in. Besides the 10th Louisiana and the 1st Mississippi, I've got the 17th Michigan Stonewall Regiment boys right here. And also, for artillery, the 34th Independent Battery, which is 6 3-inch guns, 4 10-pound Parrott rifles, and 4 more 20-pound Parrott gun batteries. Now, I've also got some cavalry, just 114, and you're going to see the 27th Michigan, a couple of these light units as well. So, some skirmishers, and then I have a whole brigade in reserve, the 1st Arkansas, the 63rd Illinois, the 120th Illinois, the 35th Massachusetts, and the 131st Illinois. So, all around a very, the 108th Illinois. All around a very good army to play. It's a lot of fun. And now, my ally is bringing the 1862 Army of the Mississippi. And it's quite nice. We've got lots of troops moving in. You can see his regiment sizes are a little bit smaller. You know, we're playing on medium, of course. We could have maybe have played on large, but that's okay. So he's bringing his boys in over on our left flank, and where our artillery batteries are gathering. Alrighty, holding our left flank and the woods that it's going to be up here is the Army of Northeastern Virginia. Out in the open, you'll see how it performs. Oh my gosh, such huge regiments. Terrible with morale and hand-to-hand combat, but if you have regiments this size, it can be hard to overtake anyway. Alright, so here's the map for New Market. We're starting, thankfully, on the high ground. Now, these are our points of contention. We have 2 here, and 1 here, and 1 here. I knew when I saw this map, as soon as we loaded in, I knew, okay, our line of defense should extend from here all the way over to here. I knew as soon as I saw this, I was like, there's no reason for us to attack, to move forward, to do whatever it needs to be. We need to stay right here. So, our artillery is moving forward. We've got Cav, 7th Illinois, 7th Kansas, 3rd Michigan. Ooh, wow. 13-pound James rifles. 12-pound howitzers, 1841 batteries. Some of the little guns can be good too. 12-pound howitzers. Yeah, go get it. I'm going to take a look quickly at what we can see for the Confederate side. Oh, man. Bringing in lots of big boys and their guns. Unfortunately for them, the Union has great artillery. And they're already at a disadvantage. I have not played the Battle of New Market yet. This is my first time, so I knew what I was going to be doing. Moving into this woods, protecting this wide flank from enemy cav. And I get my artillery set up here in the woods, and they'll start hammering away because look who I can see coming. Wanting to get their artillery up. Had I been the Confederates, I would have asked to place just a grand battery in these woods and just come right on out and fight, because you've got no choice being at the disadvantage like this. But we've got all the Rebs coming. They've got their cav. Considerably more cav than what I'm bringing. Who's this? Yeah, I was not sure if we could cross this river or not, so I put no troops on this side because it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me if a whole division was going to come out of there. I would have plenty of time to meet it head on, so. Alrighty. So my ally is getting ready to deploy on the field of battle. He's getting his troops out there. Confederate artillery is breaking up. Now look at this. Chevroned infantry regiments. Looks like 3 brigades all huddled together. We'll see how well they're doing. We're all moving in. My force kind of moves in last. When I saw these troops, I thought he might be coming through for a push. And I was like, alright, well, let me get these boys in there. And we'll see what happens. So we'll wait for the battle to develop here in just a moment. This is a long match, so if you've got your drinks, go ahead and crack them open. I've got some rum here myself that I'm going to enjoy. And we'll see how this battle turns out. Good stuff. Now, obviously, when I'm looking at this, if I was the Confederate, I would want nothing to do with trying to come up these woods. I would probably post a brigade here, and then I'd send the rest of my divisions somewhere else. I'd just be like, they can hold that, and my dudes need to go somewhere else. But I don't think that's what he does, so we will see. Got some boys moving up. I think at this point is when I thought, okay, yeah, when I saw both of them. So let's take a look. We've got Confederate troops moving up in a densely packed formation. We've got, looks like 4 brigades. Four brigades. 8 brigades on just this one side of the road. Oh my goodness, with nothing in the middle. Right now, anyway. Union Cavs coming in and flushing out the skirmishers. They're getting their artillery out of there. A very wise choice. Looks like, yeah, little stubby cannons, howitzers, maybe. He's got all of his artillery. He's got his boys coming in, so something to be said. Oof, those are just big regiments to deal with. Alright. My ally, who's to the right here, starts deploying in lines of battle. start shooting all over the place. Let my boys have at it. This is just a ton of Rebs coming in. Now, they also could have taken troops and put them here and use this as a defensive line as well for our troops to attack across. Alrighty. And here's something, if anyone's been watching my games recently, then you know exactly what I've prepared myself against. So let's take a look at this. I've got the 10th Illinois Cavalry, which is 114. I've got Grant himself, the 131st Illinois with 454 men. Those small two regiments that are 100 men or less average, and then these guys. I think I pulled Grant out, but just having these bad boys here is like, it doesn't take a lot. I've got my front secure, I've got my infantry pouring in, and I can hold you at bay, and this will work just fine. Concentrated firepower by any of these would push back any of them. Especially since these guys all have range that outdoes these guys. Yes, sir. So, I leave them on the flank to hold. Got some skirmishers out in front. I see this artillery here, and I start hammering away at it. Both of them. Because my first thought was that he was going to use this to come out and come forward. So I was a little worried about that at first. Using these trees as cover. Oh, man. He has his boys lined up deep over here on the right flank. Which is interesting, because if he had kept moving, he might have been able to get in here. Because he reached this location first. That's good to know. Have your boys spawn out and then run in this way, because having to crawl through those woods. It's a good thing that he decided not to attack, because it could have been very bloody. Of having the Union try and crisscross back in. Alright, so let's take a look. We've got the center here. We're kind of trying to decide, what do the rebels want, how can we counter them, and what does it look like they're planning to do? Because we can see this. He's moving forward. And he's got his boys in the back. Got some Union Cav running through there being sneaky. Gobbling up some units that might be... We gotta take out some guns? Yeah. Gotta be careful. Yeah, they're gonna run, but taking out those guns. In ACW, the guns are so powerful. They're so useful. You absolutely need them. Alright. Now, the enemy pulls back their cav. And that's it. They're kind of just done. And I start pulling troops out to get ready to move. Because skirmishers... Okay. And one division of infantry coming up against troops in a tree line with allies nearby. Not looking too hot yet, so... Alrighty. He's still getting in position. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness he didn't want to attack. Could have run rampant in this artillery. And then things would have been different if they had taken out that artillery batteries. Now we still have these open. And I eventually pull my own artillery out and I post them up here. And I just let them shoot at whatever they want after a while. Oh. Rosecrans. 5th Iowa. 56 Illinois. Alrighty. So, ooh, coming to set up here. And that's when he starts to commit. He's like, hey, let's go at him. And it's something to think about, is his ally is so far behind him, keeping his troops in reserve, but exposing the troops that he does have to being outnumbered. And he has to meet, right? He has to move his troops to meet him. And once again, he's going to be looking at him like this. Oh, that's very unfortunate. But of course, that means it's time to move my regiments up. And we're going to go right for the swing. And I want to punch right through this forest. And see how it's working out. We'll see who wins. Especially since the rebels are on the move. Some thick regiments back there. This rebel artillery, oh, was just brutal. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, they almost broke from that. 2 rounds. Now, I set up my regiments. I have them come online. Starts fighting it out. Take a look at these boys for a moment. We'll see what it is. Oh! The soldier's point of view. Oh, cannonball right through him. Oh boy, here we go. There you go, boys. My wing's on the move. Starts bringing up some of his reinforcements. There's still no troops in the middle, right? I think if any of the Confederates see this, they'll know that you can get to the woods here faster. So maybe you deploy everyone on here. Make them see how far you can get in before the rest of the Union arrives. I don't know, something. Some skirmishers. Fights going on up front. As these rubes, let's see. These rebs. Union's losing slightly. Winning slightly. Winning slightly. Doesn't tell us with the rebs, but... Alright, here we go. This... Yeah. I start to see him... He's starting to move things over, and now he's got to stretch his line too much. Oh boy, here we go. So we'll take a look. Move some of my artillery out. And we're going to have a fight. We're going to fight it out here. Got the skirmishers giving some covering fire at first. And getting the line ready to come up right next to him. I know they've got some woods here.
I fear your general is in mortal peril, sir.
They're always in mortal peril. And the thing is, these guys, they're going to be really hard to knock out of here, out of these woods. So what we got to focus on is these right here. These are small regiments. And you're going to start seeing me try to wrap them up. And his buddy tries to come in to help him out. He's going to bring in his boys. He started to move up, and I was like, no, I wanted to get my boys online. So we're going to start marching him up. He's going to bring his boys up. And the battle begins. And I can see that I have enough of these guys. They just need to go around the flank and push these guys out. Just keep moving. Just keep flanking. Oh, what a volley. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would break too. Yep. That was nuts. We watched that whole regiment get melted. My goodness. All right.
Yes, sir.
It's starting to happen, right? I would have already pulled these guys out. As soon as my position, I see it's being untenable, I leave. There's nothing to be gained. There's no honor. There's no nothing. But, look at that. It's almost... Yep, if he's moving, I'm moving. And he does a really great job kind of holding us in check. But you know what? It's on. It's the great game of maneuver is on. Let's take a look at the left Union flank here. Trying to bring some troops up, but my goodness. Yeah. That's quite a lot of muskets aiming down range. 2nd Wisconsin, 11th New York, United States Infantry Battalion, 27th New York, good troops. And then you've got the 1st Minnesota, the 14th, 31st, 79th, oh gosh. And the 69th all in reserve. Oh, brutal. Artillery is still going. Man, if...
Your men have been routed, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. Got my 2nd line. A key note is you'll see the troops in the back are not firing, and that is because they will shoot them in the back. Your own troops. So, just be aware. Oh my gosh, look at the casualties he's taken. Oh, the casualties this Reb's taken, though. My goodness. Alright, the foot race is on. They're falling back and linking up, which is very dangerous now. Ooh. Yeah, concerned under artillery after I saw that. That'd be nuts. All of his troops are chevroned, which means they're going to be hard to break. But we're going to keep moving. Got, I think it's them. Yep, taking some casualties. Ooh, just a few boys each across the board. So, still got Grant behind here. That's right, this cav came up to attack, and I had left these troops as a surprise. So I sent him as a reinforce. But, that was it. I think they wanted to try and get back here and get to the artillery. But, and then they just left him here when they knew they weren't going to get anywhere. So, might as well just get something in. These little regiments, they pay off. He was shooting at these guys instead of any of these other ones. They come in on the flank and start hitting them. There we go. Now comes the bend. We're all in on the attack. He's even bringing in his army. They've got some skirmish battling going on the other side. Here we go. How do you crack this nut? You can drive a wedge between them, but then they can fire on us as we try and move up.
Yes, sir.
And their flank is to this river, which I can't cross. I mean, I could cross here and just kind of shoot them here, but I'd be out in the open and they would be in tree cover. So my plan is to keep pushing until he gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and we're going to keep backing him up. We're using our superior artillery to really hammer home some targets. Alright, here we go again. Army of the detachment is on the move. Just pulling back again. Getting into this tree cover. It's a smart move. Neat ordered lines of Union and Confederate dead. Right where they fell. My goodness. I accidentally sent some of these guys too far up, and they'll come back behind again. But I'm also trying to see what's on this flank. What are you going to have here? Oh, yeah. And now he starts to fall back, right? Now that 2 more brigades have showed up, things can get a little complicated. He's got 3 regiments falling back. Alrighty. I wanted to be a little cautious and see what they were planning. Got my boys. If you see right here, if you stretch these guys out further, more people can shoot, but their concentration won't be as good. So it's something to think about when you're shooting, is how deep you want your troops to be versus how long and what kind of enemy you're going to fight. If I bring these guys and I post them up right here, there's going to be 3 regiments that are all going to be shooting at them, whereas they're only going to be shooting back at 1 or maybe 2. So, something I noticed right here was this nice clearing and this ability to see their flank right here. And that's where I'm setting the 131st Illinois, because I want to get some flanking fire from a big regiment down. I don't want to cross here. I want to keep pushing them back with all my strength, because any troops that end up getting here, I don't know when they'll be able to cross back over. So one thing is, with that enemy cav chased out of here, I start moving up those little regiments 82, 98, 206. And I want him for a specific job. He's coming right through these woods right here. He's got a single line of battle. With some others resting. He has his flank up in the air, and now he decides to pull back. Ooh. These boys are going to stay and fight for a long time. Oh yeah, these guys do solid service. Nice. These guys have come back as well. These Confederate sharpshooters in this regiment right here. Two small ones. So I send these boys in. I'm like, have fun, gents. Just keep them occupied.
Yes, sir.
Got the 79th moving in. And I think I've kept... I don't know where Grant is right now. Back here? Yeah. Move them up. Troops have vanished in the woods, but we know they're in there. The line of battle is getting extended. Coming in behind us, boys. Oh, man. There's a routing. He's really pushing him back all this way. It's just great. Taking some casualties. You can see by how much is moving. Anyway, I decided to get up in close. Now is the time to brawl. I think he initially thought he was going to attack, but... Or if he just wanted fresh troops up front. But I'm like, alright boys, have fun. Hopefully they'll shoot first. Oh! And of course... Yeah, here we go. Almost everyone's getting to shoot. Just fantastic. Causes them to run on that flank, which is perfect. I pulled these guys too far forward, unfortunately, and got them massacred. Oh, I felt so bad when this happened. Because now they have to turn around. Oh, look at that. Oh, that was a mistake. But their job is to attack and keep the enemy at bay. He's got his double line moving up. Getting ready. Now the Confederate center, as you can see, is finally holding. It's found its defensive position. But the Union is on the attack. We can smell it. And,
Yes, sir.
we know we just need to keep pushing them. Alright, here we go. A concentrated 2 brigades moving up to fill in this gap right here and put pressure on them. My boys in the flank pushing them out of there. That's too much. So, where are they at? Yeah, here we go. My little regiments are moving up. They've got great combat stats. These guys have finally taken too many casualties. I pull them out. They're not doing well. Replace them with the 17th Michigan, the Stonewall Regiment. I'll get them in there to start firing again. When these guys start to take casualties, you start to see them yellow. Just replace them. Some guys replace them as an individual line. They'll have the line come out
Yes, sir.
and trade places. I trade them by regiment.
Moving out.
Just from behind. They keep cycling theirs, though, but... Alrighty. So, now I notice this, and I go, okay. His right flank is leaving. It's running out, but he's got some boys coming up to try and plug the gap, but now we've got them bent. Almost. We can just shift him a little bit more. He goes for the attack. Boy, here we go. It's the Union charge. Uh-oh. Well, we've got a general nearby. They regained some of their composure, but some of them are breaking. They're going in. Oh my gosh, 61. Oh, 47th Illinois. I don't think so. It was a good try, though. The 26th, they've broken. Oh, man. What a charge. This is my artillery, and now I'm saying let's dance. All right. The center's not much better, having to really stretch to fill in gaps. Applying pressure in the woods. Ooh, some Zouaves with the 11th New York. Having a good time. Alrighty. Let's take a look here. So you can see I've got quite a few amount of troops over here dealing with these guys. Alrighty. I'm hoping, I was hoping I could get these guys to shoot. But he sent them in to attack. And I was just hoping to get shots at point-blank range with my large regiment sizes. Unfortunately, look at that. First three lines are only what can shoot. Maybe a little bit better on some of the other ones. We're moving them out. Pushing and pulling and looking. You can really see what I'm setting up. I know if I can dislodge him from his right flank here, then it'll cause a breakthrough. They'll have to abandon their position. This is a strong position, these woods. This is what I would have held. I mean, they have to try and attack, but I think Union just, if you start on this map, or this side of the map, you have to attack, because otherwise it's just not fun. Try and march up the hill and...
Your men have been routed, sir.
Ooh, let's see who's making a run for it. The 108th Illinois. These guys. Oh no. Oh yeah. Put the Rebs to flight. When they're moving, you're moving. Their lines are breaking. And the whole thing comes crumbling. At this point is when we realize it's time to go. Like, don't stop. Everyone's taking casualties. Oh, brutal. But now you got them right where you want them. He's trying to make a new line. And I said, nope. Just gonna walk my boys. Oh, brutal. Straight into them. Yeah, they took a volley to the face that did not work out well. But their flank crumbles again. And that means I know I can start funneling troops right through it. And just like that, it's time to go. My goodness, look at the defensive stand here. Oh. Oh my goodness. Just brutal. Union keeps moving. It's a forest fight now. Trying to hold back. I mean, these are just such dense. You can't not hit them, but there's just someone to always replace with, with that many people. Got good artillery. Good cav. Good troops. Yeah, he's getting his artillery out of the way as the Union gets closer. And it's at this spot I know that I just need to get my boys up and around and just move as fast as they can. Just don't stop moving. Keep the enemy falling back, moving, losing positions. Oh man, yeah. Rebs are holding the woods. Having to fight the 14th. Oh man, that's brutal. And the 79th. Oh yeah, see? Oh, this is excellent. But it's hard. I wonder how well the accuracy is here and vice versa. You were fighting at Newmarket. Oh. Only this far away. But while this fight is stationary, this fight is on the move. Severely depleted regiments here leading the charge.
Yes, sir.
And my line starts breaking through. I start funneling troops in. Forming up new lines. It moves very quickly now. As we get in, he's got his artillery in the back. His troops are on the run. The thing about this is if you're winning and your general gets killed and you have units that cause a chain rout, your whole attack plan can fall apart. It's hard to come back from when you're losing, but some games do come down to the wire with just a couple of units each tanking it out, but sometimes, oh yeah, all of our artillery pieces back there. And we've got them bent, but they don't have the lines. As long as I keep moving, they're having to keep moving. That's what's darn good to watch. Good Union boys giving it to them. With great Confederate soldiers firing back. In fact, from this location. Oh yeah, except for here though. There's so many regiments are shooting at once. He pulls his guys back to make a stand along the road. But the problem is, I don't care. I have some units that are going to come up and form lines, and then I have others where it's just, nope, they're just going to keep moving. And their job is to keep moving, not stop moving. Oh, we've got a little brigade fight going on the left-hand side. Oh, look at this. Got some friendly cav coming up behind. Doing quite well, I think. United States infantry, oh man. They took pretty terrible casualties. Oh, yeah, 1st Minnesota. If they're fighting, it's going to be hard to dislodge them. Alright. Oh my goodness. Got a very large reserve brigade here. Just like that, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. I think at this point, when I break his line here, I just take all of my troops and I'm like, I want you in a box behind them. Man, look at this. Be interesting to see troop counts after this. It's quite the battle. Let's see how it's going on down here. Oh, come on. Who's gonna break? Oh. Oh yeah, they broke anyway. Because they caught. Yep. Oh yeah. Let's get him. Alrighty. Come on, boys. Give it to him. Oh. I wanted the break. I didn't get it. But that's okay. That comes. He's still holding strong. He is holding off. His troops are... Yeah, where's the 1st Minnesota? Gosh, look at those casualties. I mean, these guys probably have good defense. These units do have weak morale, or weaker morale. This is an effective form, but it's just too much. Run, boys. Run all the way home. And with that, the chain routes will start. There they go. I'm not even stopping. Just moving the regiments up. If Union commanders were this aggressive, the war would have been over 2 years old earlier. But it took till what? Like mid 1862? Late 1862? Before they kind of shook out the kind of commanders that Grant kind of shook out the kind of commanders he wanted in charge of all of the corps and armies. Man. Got these boys moving up. And it's here I have my boys lined up. I want them to pierce right through here. Oh, man. Just all my casualties were right here. Nothing was too bad out here, but once I got there, that's where I took nearly all of them. Of course, you just have your scattered, dead and wounded. Oh yeah, he's launching an infantry assault here at the angle. He's got his general here, so it's going to be pretty tough to break through. These troops are not great at attacking. They're not even great at anything, actually. But they're very large. And you can have a lot of them. And they are great for distracting your enemy. There's something to be said about that. They can't be maneuvering. They're too busy fighting. Let me give his boys a rest. And I keep sending mine in. Kind of greedily going after these. Oh, after these guys. Oh man. Finally shook off that cav. So, wow, 79th in New York is enough kills to level up twice. Oh, the fight continues. Oh, man. Yeah, I would retreat too. This attack just ain't working. Is that the first Minnesota? Yeah, I bet you they're very tired. Ooh, look at that. Kind of broke through. Here I am trying to gobble up. What's... I was like, I know exactly what I want. I want to have my troops in here in the woods before I come down on them, trying to capture the whole division. This was a really good match. A lot better than the match I had some people come by for. That was not great. I did awful. But I thought this would be not bad. So we're watching the lines move up here. Pretty sure I'm committing war crimes here, but they're just rebels. Trying to create a last stand here. The Union Army moves in. Got some troops in the back. Oh my goodness. Look at them. Down to 186 men from 373. Just brutal. It worked though. Oh my goodness. He's got his troops on standby. And unfortunately, we move on to collapse. I just order the whole everyone in. I'm like, let's go. So we'll skip past this here in a moment. We'll speed up. So what would you have done if you were fighting in this battle? Where would you go? Where would you place your artillery? Go ahead and write down in the comments below where you think you would want to place your, if you were defending. Remember, these points, if we were defending, if we wanted to defend, we could hold this point and this point until the end of the map, at the end of the game, and we would have 4 points to their 2. That can be a very tricky map to fight and hold on to. This one Confederate regiment got away. Look, my boys are still hanging in there.
Their
He's not, but that was that was really well timed. That oh, that was funny. And they've got nowhere to go, so they're going to try and run through these units.
Sir,
I think right here is
will soon
pull
be
my
over.
guys out. I want them to look pretty. Because we're hunting down the rest of the Confederates. Normally what happens is you have a few straggler regiments that come back, and you've just got to keep them at bay. So, Battle of Newmarket, working pretty well. Got plenty of artillery. Always bring the 3 inches, man, I'm telling you. Alrighty, we'll skip to the end here. So we can take a look at those casualties. I know I, for one, am quite interested to see how many troop losses I took. I don't quite remember it. But, you know, we wanted our boys to look kind of pretty before the battle was over. So, if you would like to play this mod, you need Napoleon Total War, and that's it. The mod is free. It's ACW. I will have a link in the description below. All right, let's take a look. Here's me right here, War of the Rebellion. I deployed 5,000 troops, had 1,400 losses, killed 2,600 enemy. Hubs really, him and William were really just knocking it out, just brawling. My goodness. Toenail, Emperor, and Private DVS. Oh my god, he took 4,000 casualties because we we rolled him up. Gosh, 4,600. Can you imagine? This is a quarter of all of our troops involved. Oh my goodness. Even the casualties that we took. Can you imagine trying to justify that back home? Even today, can you imagine if we took this many casualties in any battle? Oh, brutal. All right, let's take a look at some unit statistics. Yeah, 10th Illinois lost 3, had 282 kills. That's what I'm talking about. 11th New Hampshire lost 112, got 417. I'll take it. Lost 9. Wow. Lost 55. These are just good ratios. Oh yeah, 17th Michigan. Got too big for their britches when I sent them in. Alrighty. 20th Michigan. 225 kills. Alright. Artillery is not going to be doing too much. 50 kills, 20 kills. Have them target guns. And keep the enemy at bay. Alrighty, folks. Well, that was the end of this replay battle. I hope you found it super interesting. If you want to come play with us, just join the Discord. And that's it. We're on. I'm not on every day, but there's always someone who's willing to play every day. So come on and visit us. I will have a link to the mod and a link to the Discord. Come join us anytime. And if you ever want to play with me, just let me know. And I'll play. It'll be a good time. And if you want to play around and mess around with the armies or test things out or do historical scenarios, well, just let me know. Well, with that, my friends, I will catch you in the next episode. And, well, mush eaters, I'll see you on the battlefield.
Close your eyes and hear my voice.